So we're going to be talking about the creative process of interior design, and you can find this document on our Instagram page. Be sure to follow, like, and subscribe. All the links are in the description below, so just click on it. Yep, the creative process of interior design, that's what we're going to be discussing today. Now, the process that interior designers follow to achieve their final outcome varies for every interior designer, and over time, over the years, every designer develops a kind of system that they go through, one that's comfortable for them, one that works for them. It's just like getting inspiration in interior design, which is another topic that we'll review at another time. Everyone gets inspiration in different ways. Some people like to just sit and have a quiet and have coffee and just have a quiet time, and then they feel comfortable and they're inspired. Other people have to go out, have to be around loud music, and then they feel inspired. It's the same thing for the creative process of interior design. Every designer has to get their own process, find out what works for them, how they communicate with their clients, how to take briefs, how to do a whole range of things. And everyone has different methods. Some people prefer working digitally, some people prefer working manually. No matter what you prefer, there isn't exactly any wrong or right way to do it, but these are just a few steps, right, that most designers would take in their journey, and I just want to introduce you guys to it. So if you're an interior designer, if you're an aspiring interior designer, or you're a student, an interior design student, or even an architect, this video is for you. If you're interested in interior design and you just want to know what is this process that we go through, because sometimes when you're discussing it in class, you're discussing it in school, it can just be so, it's not entering, you shall not entering. So I just hope that this video helps you to understand a little bit better what the whole process is about, or part of it. Okay, so let's get started. So in the first step of any interior design project, we have our brief taking. Now, basically, what brief taking involves is just you sitting down with your clients. You get a client, let's call him Mr. GTX. Okay, so you get your client, his name is Mr. GTX, and then you're trying to get into his headspace. What does he want? What does he like? He said, okay, I want a classroom. I want to teach students more about ICT. I want them to be technologically inclined. I want it to be just for girls. I want them to be age 8 to 18. He's telling you all the things he needs. Now, the problem with brief taking sometimes is you don't get the same client every time. Sometimes you might meet a client that is very talkative. They tell you a lot of things that they want. Their budget cannot carry it though, but they'll tell you everything in this life that they've seen. They saw this one at their friend's place. They saw this one at the president's place. They saw this one at a palace, and they will tell you everything that they need. But you need to take note of everything and then filter through all of that noise to find out what it is you can actually put together that would, please your clients or satisfy them to an extent. And then there are other clients that are very quiet. They just tell you, I want a bedroom, a girl's bedroom, and they don't give you any other detail. Now, why did I say this is a problem? This is a problem because either way, the one that talks a lot or the one that talks too little, they are both problems, because most clients do not know what they want, but they are very clear on what they do not want. So you now find that you end up creating designs. And you have revision upon revision upon revision upon revision. Oh my God. I think the people that can create relate the most with design revisions are graphic designers, because like, can you make the logo bigger, just a bit bigger, you know? Like, you just end up all because you didn't take like proper brief. So some people approach brief taking, they already with a set of questions that they already have in place, and this is as a result of their experience with the type of clients that they already deal with. So you say, okay, I want to design a bathroom. Would you like a massage room attached to it? Would you like a hot tub? Would you like a jacuzzi? Would you like rain showers? They already have like a list of questions that they go through to help the clients. And you have to remember that not all clients are visual thinkers. Very few people are visual thinkers. There are actually some people that think in words. So sometimes you have to have like reference images on hand, so that when you are taking your picture, when you're taking the brief and your client is asking you, so that when you're taking the brief and you're asking your client, you're saying, would you prefer this type of tiles, or would you prefer us to just maybe plaster everywhere? They might not really get what you're saying because they are not familiar with some of these terms. So what you can do is you can have an image on hand just to show them, would you like it like this, or would you like it like this? Now, some designers also approach brief taking with the intent of finding out what type of style the client is more inclined to. I don't fancy this approach, but if it is your own style, then you should have images of various design styles on hand just to get a feel for it. Because if you are basically a fan of the modern style of interior design, and then you get a client that's maybe a fan of the Rococo style of interior design, there's nothing you're going to do, there's nothing you're going to produce that's going to satisfy that client, because you guys are speaking on two very, 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 extreme ends of the design horoscope. So yes, brief taking is important. It's a very, very important step, and this is where you make a lot of terms clear with your clients, because at this stage, if you don't get the picture, if you don't paint it clearly, or it doesn't start forming in your mind, the ingredients aren't put in properly, you're going to mess up, because at the end of the day, you're going to create something that is not exactly what your client wants. So after you've taken a proper brief from your client, you've gotten a list of things that they want, you've gotten a list of things that are a total no-no, and you've gotten basically as much information as you could gather within that short amount of time from your clients. You have to go and do some research. You have to check. No one person is an entire body of knowledge, so you have to do your research. You have to check for inspiration. You have to check the net, check libraries, check newsstands, check foreign materials, check Pinterest, check everywhere. Has it been done before? What did they do before? Do your case study. Was it bad? Was it good? Could it have been better? Could it have been different? What can I add? What can I remove? How will mine be different? What will make this wow? As interior designers, we say what there are three responses to any piece of design. We say there is good, there is bad, and there is wow. And wow is the one we aim for. So broaden your perspective, do your research, just check everywhere and everything, and gather as much inspiration and as much research as you can do for even the most simplest projects. Every time you're going to grow your knowledge database, and every time your work is going to come out more unique and more interesting. So now that you've gathered all that knowledge, all that resource, all those resources, you've gathered everything, all those materials, different languages and everything, you have to analyze them. You have to filter through the noise, because some of it is just noise. right? You're creating a space, you're creating a bedroom. Your client wants a bedroom. They've given you the details of what they want. They want to see the sky, they want to see the moon, but they also want to see the pit of the well. They want it to be an adventure land, but they still want to be able to sleep in it and be restful. They want it to be hot and cold at the same time, They want the temperature in the room to be different on one side than the other side. They want snow, they want ice, they want desert, they want everything basically. And you've done your research, how to manipulate the temperature within a space, how to change the lighting, how to open up the roof, how to open up the ground, how to live with just walls. You've done your entire research, but now how are you going to make this space comfortable, right? You're going to start listing, you're going to go through a list of questions, maybe not consciously, maybe subconsciously. You're going to go through these questions, and with each of these questions you're going to filter out the noise of most of the research you've done. Assuming you saw that maybe one of these space programs have created a way, or they're trying to commercialize a way we can manipulate the temperature within every room, right? You'd have to consider, is it a cost efficient option for your design? Would it work? Is it still in beta test? Is it still in a trial period? Is it suitable for your client? Is there an alternative? Is there an easier way to do this? Would it be appealing? What are the health benefits? What are the disadvantages? You have to think about everything, every single thing. You analyze the data that you've gathered, and then we start to conceptualize. Now, when conceptualizing, we've taken everything, all the words, all the pictures, everything. We've taken it, we've mashed it up in our brain, and we've made a sweet porridge with it. And then we're suddenly feeling inspired. We're like, oh my God, I know what to do. It's coming to me. I just have to bring it out of my head. So at that point, we have to start, we're conceptualizing. We're saying, okay. If one side could be like the savannah and the other side could have like water, and then we could just make like half a water bed, and we could have on the other side, we could have like maybe memory foam or something, and then we could just split it into two, and then we'll change the flooring material. One side has heating pads and the other side has cooling pads, and everything we're just going to make everything. And then the ideas are just coming in, and then some people just pick up their pencils or their pens, and they just start sketching. They'll start sketching their ideas, sketching it, okay, over here, over there, over here, this, over there, that. They'll start sketching everything. While others feel more comfortable just gathering all those images that they've gotten from Google and the rest of the places they visited while they were doing their research. They just feel comfortable getting images. It doesn't even necessarily have to be images of any interior design work in particular. They're just going to get images all from all over those places, and then they're just going to put them together on a board just to bring out their idea, just to create an inspiration board, And usually sometimes at this point, some people will go back and discuss this inspiration or this mood board with the clients, but not everyone does it. That's why I said some steps are determined by the kind of experience that you gain over time, because some people will prefer to go all the way to creating maybe first drafts, and some others just feel comfortable showing their sketches and their initial ideas. So when you are done conceptualizing, you can start planning. So when we get to the planning stage, basically what we're doing is we're just like taking our furniture, we've analyzed the space to know what kind of furniture it will need, what type of materials we're going to put, and everything. So now we're just going to start arranging things within the space while considering how the space is going to look. Is it going to be functional? What's the flow going to be like? Then how will it affect the occupant psychologically? If you're stepping from hot to cold, if you have two temperatures, if you can see the sky and the ground at the same time, how is it going to affect your client if you remove the roof and the floors? How would it be if they were living with just walls? See me rapping. So yeah, you're going to consider all of that for your client during the planning stage, right? And then once you've solidified your plans, you've planned out the spaces, circulation is free, functionally it's okay, aesthetically it's appealing, then you can now go ahead and draft your sketches or your initial plans. You can draft them in a software to create a really realistic version. So like some of the commonly used ones are AutoCAD, Revit, SketchUp. Which one do you use? Please comment in the comment box below. Tell me in the comment box below which ones you guys use or you prefer to create your CAD drawings and your final renderings, V-Ray, Blender. Yeah, there are a lot of them now. Rhino, 3DX Max, Maya. There are lots of them. Just comment which one you use. So after you've done your CAD drawings, right, you then take it to the client. You do make a whole presentation, not just with your CAD drawings. There are other drawings that are attached, and it's a really, really long process. This is basically just a summary of the process, and this entire process can be very, very draining. Very, very draining, going through it back and forth, cross-checking, rechecking 100 times, and then sometimes you still even end up with mistakes. So during this entire process, you have to stay very positive. Interior design is something that requires a lot of detail. You have to pay attention to a lot of detail, and sometimes it's more detail than you're used to caring about, but the more you do it, the better you get at it. So just stay positive. No matter what goes wrong, eventually it will go right and you're going to be okay. So staying positive is a huge requirement in the interior design process. If not, I don't know how you'd survive. These are just like some introductory steps that you can take. Be sure to take proper briefs from your clients. Ask them as many questions as possible, right? And then always do your research, right? Then be inspired. Use mood boards. Mood boards are your best friends to get your ideas out. Create inspiration boards to get your ideas out of your head so that you can look at them, and then take your time planning the aesthetic appeal, planning the functionality. Take your time planning. Planning is the most important and one of the most tedious phases of any interior design project. And then remember to stay positive. So hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, kindly subscribe, kindly like, kindly share, please. Thank you. Follow our Instagram channel, and we'll be happy to hear what your own interior design process is. Please tell us in the description box below. Until next time, guys.